everybody. Thanks for joining. Oh, Anish is also here.
God.
Very, very good welcome to Anish. A very warm welcome to you. This is our channel, and thank you for joining. It has been a true phenomenal season for Indian cricket team, and we have Anish.
Not to get too much complacent about things and just stick to our basics. And I think rest is as Virat Kohli said, before the tournament progress, that it is all God's plan, as he said. So actually, but see, the thing is that actually I'm relying on our bowlers as well to turn up the way, just as they have done right throughout the tournament. Okay, but the main onus, I think, will be on our batters. Because I actually still feel that our batters have not yet performed to their potential.
World 50 over tournament as well, where we lost out to Australia. Australia got the champions. Australia were the champions after at the end of the match. But then also the fact that we have been knocking the door on multiple occasions. Probably there were instances where we were a bit unlucky. Probably in the 2019 final, we should have been the champions. Had it not rained, probably if that match would have continued, probably who knows, there might have been a different fairy tale ending to that. But then, yeah, obviously. But Anish, what do you feel about this Barbados wicket? We are getting to know that probably it is not raining at the moment. There might be a bit of moisture underneath the wicket. There will be a bit of moisture in the atmosphere as well. We are also getting to hear that this might be a rail curtailed match. Probably rain will be playing a spoil sport somewhere in this match. Will you actually bat first or will you be batting second? Considering the DLS will also be playing a factor in this match. What do you feel? Should you actually bat first if you are the captain, or will you be electing to bowl first, probably considering the wicket and considering the entire
Yeah,
conditions?
and if the sun, it
We are also getting to hear on it. Sorry
rises.
for interrupting in between.
Yeah,
We are also getting to hear that that was a day match, and that was pretty amazing to bat on. If Scotland is not losing any wickets in their first 10 overs, then probably
But
that goes to prove
I remember
that
that
it was a
Scotland actually giving a run for the money, to England in that game, because I personally felt that Butler, got away with that game. Okay, so
yeah.
Scotland could have posed a serious threat to England in that match as well, and in the second match also, like England lost to Australia. That England got lucky with that game that happened, but. Yeah, I think that game was played here in Barbados, and Namibia versus Oman. I guess you said, that match was also played. So, like those two matches, by seeing those two matches, we got to see that predominantly the nature of the wicket is such that as the game goes on, it will slow down a lot further. Because and as the sun will beat down over the wicket, then also like I just think that some cracks might open in the wicket as well, and the bowlers like
But then, Anish, actually, if it
yes,
drizzles in
yes.
between, if it actually
Hmm.
drizzles in between, won't it help the pitch to settle down? Don't you feel that way? That probably if there is a bit of drizzling in between the match, probably it would be assisting the batters as well. That ball would skid. The slowish nature of that wicket, the sluggish nature of that wicket would just tame down a bit if it is drizzling in between. Won't it be assisting the batters if that is actually the case?
That is a different story altogether. Like, suppose if the drizzling happens, like suppose if a team, like suppose for India, for example, India has batted for 5 hours, then the drizzling comes. Like, and before the covers come onto the pitch, the water has already settled on the pitch, because the umpires, they see for the first 2 to 3 minutes that whether the rain is slowing down or not. Then only the umpire decides to put the cover. Okay, so before the umpire decides to put the cover, the water might settle in the wicket, and thereafter when the match when the match restarts again, then I guess the batters might find it a bit easy to to bat on the wicket, because the ball will then skid a lot through, okay, to them, and that might help the stroke makers, okay, of both the sides. But if you see that like once the game starts, and if there is no rain afterwards, if there is no rain afterwards, like throughout the 40 overs, I mean the 20 overs of each of the sides, then in that kind of a scenario, I really feel that due to the sun beating down, the wicket will slow down as the match
Obviously.
progresses, and the fast bowlers might get a bit of a reverse in the latter part of each of the innings, like after the 15th or 16th over.
Considering the
Okay,
dampness
so
of the wicket,
uh,
obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think he will bat first, irrespective of the conditions. But for Aiden Markram, I think I do not think that which way he will go. But probably he will go for the chase as well because of the counter twist method and all of that stuff coming in. So I think Markram will go for that. But for Rohit Sharma, I can tell you, I can tell you that Rohit Sharma, if he wins the toss, he will elect to bat first on that wicket.
I would
That
also
is
be
all.
doing the same because
Yeah,
we have seen India losing out a few wickets in bundles in these tough matches when everything
absolutely.
is
Yeah.
on the line, when everything you have to play for. We have seen India down, crumbling down in numbers. We have seen them lose wickets in bunch. Probably that is one of the reasons why you would be actually trying to put up a score. Probably a par total would also be pretty helpful for India, considering the sheer amount of talent we have in the bowling ranks. Definitely, probably a score of 150, 160 would be enough. We can say
Defendable.
for
Yeah.
India to actually, yeah, it would be a very good total considering the weekend and considering the bowling lineup. What are your takeaways from this match? Whom do you actually want to put your money on? Are you actually looking up to somebody like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma to actually be the big match player? When the big occasion comes, when the big matches come, you expect your big players to turn up. Are you expecting a Virat Kohli to actually bail you out of this match? Probably he would be actually winning you this tie single-handedly. Are you expecting him to come big when considering the occasion that he has
See the
that we have in our hands? Yeah,
See the fact that you just cannot write Virat Kohli off. So, okay, I know that he is going through a lean patch, a temporary lean patch. But if you see in New York, where the first leg of the India matches were played, I think that of the group stage, the wicket was absolutely disastrous for the batters to bat upon. You will see
obviously.
scores of only, I mean scores of below 120. Okay, like each of the teams who played in that wicket. So, and plus the teams, they were of lower strength than when compared to the actual strength of India. So, despite actually not performing, all the other batters and the bowlers, they also stepped up in their
Many were
respective
actually
departments. And
calling this Asia Cup. Before we actually played against Australia, many were actually saying that this is kind of a Asia Cup where India is actually playing against Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh. I completely
yeah,
agree
yeah,
to you on this fact. Yeah.
but after the see like after like India moved to the Caribbean for the Super 8 stage, then Virat Kohli obviously in the Afghanistan match also, if you see one the sixth that he hit of Naveen, that is trademark straight six
Very good.
wicket. Okay, like standing tall in the wicket, and obviously hitting him down the ground, as we also what he did to Haris Rauf in 2022. He felt miserably in that game, and against England as well. The problem was that, see, the problem with Virat is, I think he's trying to go for his shots too often, like too much early
Right.
into his game, and
Hmm.
he's trying to go with hard hands rather than actually go for
Hmm.
timing. I think he's
Yeah.
probably going with hard hands a bit too often. So those are the kind of a small technical things which he needs to work upon and keep in mind. Other than that, I really do not think that he is out of form. Like someone who has scored above 700 runs in the IPL just a month back, how can he be out of form? So he is not out of form, but the thing is that he needs to perform his role. I think the anchoring role which Rohit Sharma usually imposes upon Virat, to anchor the innings, and in between target the bowlers who have less capability to pick up wickets, and in the between, and in the end, absolutely go for it. Okay, so this is
But
the role
Anish, I have a
actually
point
imposed
to
by.
make here. I have a
Yeah,
point
yeah.
to make here. I want to ask you this question. Virat was playing this aggressive role in his RCB tenure as well. This year, he was absolutely brilliant. He won the Orange Cup playing the aggressive way. But there actually, when you saw him respecting bowlers as well, when actually he was playing in bowling friendly conditions, he was playing in seaming friendly conditions. You saw him respecting a few balls as well. Why is he actually coming out and trying to play that aggressive role right from ball one? Is it something that is in his head? Is he actually thinking to play this way, or has it actually been informed to him? Has it actually been imposed to him by the team management? What do you feel is the reason why Virat Kohli is actually trying to play this aggressive brand of cricket?
I think that due to the reason that Virat has actually played that type of attacking brand of cricket in the IPL as well. If you have watched the IPL, you will have seen that in most of the matches, all right, out of 14 or 15 matches which RCB played in most of the matches, Virat took the bowling from ball one. Okay, because if you see the first 2 or 3 overs, his partner Faf du Plessis on the other side, he did not used to. Take on the bowlers from right from ball one, but Virat did from the other end. So he came with that kind of an approach. Okay, but so I feel that he is
But you saw him
like
respecting
he's
bowlers as well. You saw him respecting bowlers, right? Like
absolutely,
in this
absolutely,
World Cup, it's absolutely like he is actually trying to smack every ball for a six or four. And
absolutely.
the wickets in IPL is not the same as the wickets in the Caribbean or in the
That
USA.
is the
These
thing.
are
That is the
dropping
thing which is
wickets.
that is the thing
It
which
is
is actually
hurting his
causing his
play.
downfall. He
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually not able to differentiate the kind of wicket which he played on in the IPL and now in the Caribbean or rather in New York as
These
well.
are
He
not
is
the
actually
pitches.
which is facing and the wicket which he is on batting on, and to play out the first 6 overs, settle in the wicket a bit, and then he can just uh,
India has
charge
won
down
the
the
toss.
bowlers. What has he decided?
He will definitely be batting first. I have to
See,
probably turn on the volume.
I already told you that whatever
Obviously,
as
he
you have,
would be. I just want to hear what is his. They
yeah,
have
yeah.
elected to bat first.
See, I already told you. See, Rohit Sharma right from
The
2007. I knew his mindset. Whatever he's going to do, he did in the like in the World Cup final as well in 2023 when he lost the toss. He also said that if I had won the toss, I would be batting first. But he actually didn't knew that the wicket was a black soil. Okay, and the sun beating down on the wicket, it actually slowed down, and Australia really got our batters one after
as the
one, and
toss has already happened,
lost the
as the toss has already happened, it's pretty
yeah.
easy for us as well to actually discuss about the tactics now. India would be in the match would be actually Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma would be opening the innings for India. Kagiso
Absolutely.
Rabada, Nokie, Jansen would be holding the key because South Africa would mostly be relying on their pace battery to bring them early wickets. Virat Kohli, do you think that Virat Kohli should tame down his aggressive instinct of nature and should actually give himself some time to get going? Do you think that way? Should he actually play in a different way, probably today, considering the occasion and considering that he holds the key to actually take India through the finishing line? Do you think that way?
I think that as Rohit Sharma like said in the semi-final as well, that probably Virat is keeping his best for the final. I think you would have
Yeah.
heard that. So I think
Hmm.
Virat will actually come with a kind of approach that will suit not only his need but his team's needs as well. I think that probably if he can get through the first 6 overs and like respecting the bowlers and conditions, because Nokia,
Right.
like any fast bowler who has genuine pace and who has the ability the ball to swing, they should be respected in the first 6 overs. And like, but if the ball is absolutely pitched up or if it is short, I think Virat or Rohit should go for it. And other than that,
Obviously.
I think given the kind of swing that Rabada and Johnson will generate. Okay, Marco Johnson is a tall guy, and the kind of bounce which he can get from the back of a length, that might be crucial. So I think Virat and Rohit, you need to be cautious about that as well. And Rabada, as we all know, he's a world class bowler. What to say about him? Okay, And on the other bowlers, I think Nokia, I think he has he's of express pace. I think, but I think Virat and Rohit should be a bit cautious about playing him on the offside because he gets the ball to shape away from the batters early on.
Hmm.
I think, and these three fast bowlers, I think,
Would be
should
holding the key.
constitute the first.
Be getting some bites
Shamsi,
from
I
the
think
wicket
he's
as
of a,
well.
like when India should be playing Shamsi, they should keep in mind that they are playing no less a bowler than Kuldeep Yadav because he is also a Chinaman bowler. So I think that Shamsi, I think reading his hand that whether it is a googly or it is a leg spinner, I think that should be of prime importance. And then accordingly, if the ball is pitched up or if it is just back of a length or if it is short ball, accordingly the batters need to adjust and score. But picking him off the hand is of prime importance because leg spinners, as you know, they are a different variety altogether. They pose a serious threat to the batters given any kind of conditions. Okay. So Shamsi is what I feel that the Indian batters will be able to cope up with Shamsi. But Keshav Maharaj, I really think that he is a world class spinner. And, his ability to spin the ball away from the righty, that is a very good aspect of his bowling. So, accordingly, I think the batters need to adjust. And after Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, I think Rishabh Pant, like
Hmm.
after the
I was
first game against.
I was just going to him. I was just
Hmm,
going to him. But a very good point mentioned by Anish today is Virat Kohli
hmm.
should be actually taking his time. Virat Kohli should be actually trying to see off the new
Absolutely,
ball.
absolutely.
Rohit Sharma should play his instinctive game. He has been playing that all his life. He should get going, but Virat Kohli should be taking some time. Probably he should see off the first 6 overs, and definitely we know that once Virat Kohli settles in, once he gets an understanding of the pitch, the variable bounce in the pitch, definitely he would take any opposition to the cleaners on his day. Very good point, Anish. The second point that I wanted to make, but before that, South Africa playing 11 is Decock would be playing. Klaasen is
Any
there.
changes are there? I don't.
Millard is there. Mark from yeah.
Any changes are there in the playing 11 of South
And
Africa? I don't think
no,
so.
no, not many changes I saw in the
Yeah,
team
because
11. I couldn't see
semi-final and
properly, but
final,
then not. Hmm.
semi-final and final, the captain dares to make any change because he
Yeah,
wants to go with the winning combination only. So
same playing
and
11,
both teams are
obviously.
unbeaten, so I think it's going to be absolute thriller of a
Hmm.
contest. But
Absolutely
hopefully, we can end up on the right side this time. After a
right.
decade-long gap, after more than a decade, after a decade-long of 11 years. So I think
It is.
it's all in God's hands. But yeah, I think our players truly have the potential to go over this South
Obviously.
African side. And South Africa, if they like when they are put under pressure in such knockout games, they tend to crumble under pressure as well, as we have seen over so many years. So I think like even if our bowlers get hit in the first 6 overs, then a quiet period of 2 to 3 overs from either Akshar or Kuldeep or Jadeja, that could create a bit of a pressure and take away the momentum from the South African batters. And after that,
I want to
I
make a
think.
few points here. Yeah, very good point, Anish. Two vulnerable moments of South Africa, probably I would like to mention here. One is if India is not actually letting them or somebody, if I am talking on the perspective of a South Africa, probably India's main objective would be to actually as fast as India can make the inroads and go into that South Africa middle order. Probably, if you are actually as soon as you are trying to bring in Klaasen or Markram into the batting crease, you are actually getting out Decock. Decock has always been one of their main players who they look up to. If you are actually able to take his wicket early on, probably you are actually putting a lot of pressure on the South Africa team. And South Africa have crumbled in the recent past. Not in the recent past, they have crumbled all their life. When the big occasions come, they are not able to. They have had a lot of phenomenal players in the last couple of era. Players like Jack Kelly's, players like De Villiers. They have players like Faf who have been truly phenomenal players in their day and age, but they haven't been able to win them the ICC championship that they have been playing for. That is definitely one of those things that we have to look up to. But then, Anish, do you actually In the last match, we saw Shivam Dube going down the pecking order. You saw Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja actually coming in front of him. Do you actually see Shivam Dube actually? What is the utility? Because we are not asking him to bowl. He is not bowling his quota of 4 overs. Suppose, for example, even quota of 4 overs is a huge task. He is not even giving India a couple of overs as well. Honestly speaking, it's a very cold season for Shivam Dube, considering the way he definitely performed in the CSK. We expected him to actually get going right from game one, but he hasn't been able to. This is his time. Do you actually think that India should be asking him to bat at 4 or 5 probably after Surya Kumar, or do you see him going down the pecking order once again? What do you think about this Shubham Dube debate? Actually, what do you think about that?
Yes, sir. So, see, like talking of Shivam Dube, I think in the first half of the IPL he performed very well, but in the latter half of the IPL, if you see when CSK were playing on a bit slow and low wicket, where the ball was actually not coming onto the bat, I think Shivam Dube, his scores were pretty low. Okay, so he wasn't able to make that much of a contribution to CSK's wins, and coming into the World Cup as well, I think
Your voice is not
within a
audible, Anish. Yeah, it's fine now.
now it is audible.
Yeah,
Okay, so I think like coming into the World Cup, I think Shivam Dube, I just think that he might have been, given a favor over Rinku Singh, because Rinku Singh was also in the ranks, and it was a debate that whether we should go with Shivam Dube, or we should go with Rinku Singh. But Rinku Singh, he got picked in the traveling reserves, and Shivam Dube got into the squad. And after that, Shivam Dube, the like the good thing about Rohit Sharma is that he is giving Shivam Dube the long run. Okay, like he hasn't been that kind of a skill justifiable. Like on that Saint Lucia pitch, where especially like after we got up to that kind of a blistering start, we should have ended up beyond 220 or 225. Like
right.
that is where primarily I feel due to Shivam Dube's 22, like 28 of just 22 balls, I think we lacked of 10 or 12 runs. So I think like Shivam Dube, like his power, if you see, he actually likes to slop the ball through deep mid wicket. So against the spinners and against fast bowlers, I think he has looked a lot more vulnerable. Okay, like anything, like if the ball has not come onto the bat, if the ball has stayed a bit low according to the way like, he's expecting the ball to behave. I think those kind of situations, whenever Shivam Dube has faced, he has not come top on top of the fast bowlers. But I think the spinner Shivam Dube has played reasonably well. But I think the only like area which he likes to target is the deep mid wicket. I think he should have a armory of strokes, or develop an armory
Yeah,
of strokes of playing in the V, like of playing in the cover region, or playing in the straightish regions like long on or long off, or even
right,
going for an innovative shot, the sweep or the reverse sweep, the conventional sweep or the
right.
reverse sweep. I think those kind of options, if he brings into his armory, I think that will help a long way into him, adapting to the conditions and actually playing the bowlers on their merit. So I think Rahul Dravid, being the kind of experienced person that he is, I think he will actually tell and or teach Shivam Dube to actually play or develop his strokes against the spinners, rather than simply blindly slogging over through deep mid wicket. So I think if Shivam Dube actually adapts to to these conditions and changes his style of batting, I think he will come good. And talking about his batting order, see, I feel that after the second wicket falls, like after I think Surya Kumar Yadav falls, I think Shivam Dube should come in. Like if the second wicket falls before the 10th over, okay, or before the 12th over itself, then I think Shivam Dube should come in. But suppose if the third wicket falls after the 15th or the 16th over, then I think due to the kind of experience that the batters below Shivam Dube has, such as Jadeja or Hardik Pandya, or maybe even Akshar Patel as well, like the kind of tournament that Akshar is having, I think the Akshay Patel or Hardik Pandya should come in before Shivam Dube. Let's not put that much of a pressure on this
Mm.
youngster.
Yeah.
And actually, Rohit Sharma or Rahul Dravid should allow some experienced batters, just Jadeja or Hardik, to come in at that kind of a situation and actually play a good cameo and take the team to a higher score. And if you talk of the other batters, I think Rishabh Pant should be a bit careful about his shot selection and the
Very
kind
good
of
point.
innovation.
Yeah. We get to see when Ravindra Jadeja is actually pretty confident with the way he is bowling, with the way he is actually approaching a game. You would get to see him bowling probably a bit slower. Probably you would get to see him drifting the ball a bit. Why is it that he is bowling at 97, 100, What is happening with Ravindra Jadeja?
I think like if you see with Ravindra Jadeja, I think he always has had a bit of problems while playing in overseas conditions, because in India, like he like be it in any format, he is like always dependable for his captain. But whenever he goes to like overseas conditions, he always fails to deliver with the kind of expectations that we have. I think probably he is a bit low on confidence, and like in his place, India is actually planning to groom Akshay Patel a lot. That is why if you see like throughout this World Cup campaign, Rohit Sharma has always brought Akshay Patel in the bowling before Jadeja, like in the power play as well. In the power play, Rohit Sharma has always brought Akshay Patel before Jadeja. But if you see that both Jadeja and Akshay Patel both have the similar kind of a bowling action as well, but Rohit Sharma has actually placed his trust upon Akshay Patel to deliver because of the kind of like performance in the rise, like because of the kind in the rise of performance of Akshay Patel. If you have seen over the last 2.5 years, I think Akshay Patel, he has delivered for India with the ball or with the bat whenever or wherever he has played. When compared to Ravindra Jadeja, I think Ravindra Jadeja, he always has had his services for the Indian team for so many years. So we must give respect to that also. But I think just for the last 2 or 2.5 years, I think Akshay Patel has delivered a huge trust on Rohit Sharma that okay, I should go in and probably I should like assess the conditions, like as to how I might give suggestions to Ravindra Jadeja so as to how to bowl, so that if he is running a bit low on confidence, I'm talking Ravindra Jadeja. Like if he's a bit low in confidence,
Trying to get a player beyond Ravindra Jadeja as well. Are you actually trying to highlight the same point, Anish? Were you actually trying to highlight the point that I just made? Were you actually trying to highlight that?
absolutely, absolutely. I think like Ravindra Jadeja, I think his age is also, I think, close to 35 or 36. I think so. But given the kind of fitness which he has, given the way with which he moves around in the field, and given his fielding at this age also, I think he's pretty good to go for the next 2 to 3 years at least. But after that, the kind of replacement which could harm us, I think that for dog. So I think, and both of them are openers. Okay, so I think India would like to definitely get rid of Deacock as well, because Deacock has more or less always performed for South Africa. Whenever South Africa plays against India, his records are pretty good against India, be it in any format. So I think India should get rid of Deacock
Who
in the
are you
first in
worried
the
of?
power play.
Who are you worried of? Actually, if considering from an Indian perspective, who are the players that you are actually worried of in the South
South
Africa
African
team?
team.
Who are you play? Yeah, from India perspective, who are you? What are the players who are
I think
actually scaring you probably? Who can take the game
I
away
think
from us probably in a matter or two
the
of time?
likes of
Yeah.
Deacock and Klaasen and Miller, because Miller, as we all know, he has always come up clutch for South Africa whenever they have got into trouble. If you see
In
in
the
the
recent
last semi-final
history,
of the World
probably
Cup
in the
as well,
recent
which you
five
went
six years.
to see,
Yeah.
yeah, in those overcast conditions, South Africa lost so much of wickets, and then Klaasen and Miller, they put on a very good partnership that was held in Eden Gardens from Kolkata in that semi-final as well. So, but Miller scored a wonderful century in that game as well. So I think Miller or Deacock, these two lefties, I think India should keep them at bay, and should actually try to get rid of them. But of Klaasen as well. See, Klaasen, I think he's a power hitter against the spinners, But this time, I feel that given the sheer quality of spin we have, like given the likes of Akshar and Kuldeep, I think if he tries to go against our spin bowling, let it be. I think our bowlers have the ability to come back against him. So I think if he will go for the big shots, it will provide an opportunity for us as well to pick up his wicket. But but of Jadeja, I think he might go for a few against Klassen, because I seriously do have my doubts for Jadeja, and but I seriously hope and pray that he delivers the goods for us this match, and he actually picks up 2 or 3 wickets in his quota of 4 overs, and similar goes for the other bowlers as well. So yeah, I'm really
Hopefully,
looking forward to it.
hopefully.
I think it's almost time as well. I think
It's
82 in total. But now if they get anything of 180, I think the ball is now in India's court. Okay, but
Yeah,
I think anything
definitely.
of 180 South Africa, like 9.9 times out of 10, South Africa won't be able to chase it.
Would be
Okay, so
struggling.
I
Would be struggling. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. So I just wish my team all the best. Like we are so many kilometers away from
definitely.
the Caribbean, from actually the ground where the match is being played, but our